Man, I thought you were all wiped out. I've been trying to...
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at 10 of the most difficult video game characters to unlock. Anything from fighting games and RPGs to joke survival horror characters. These are the 10 that had us pulling our hair out to unlock. Number 10, GoGo, Final Fantasy VI. The silent mimic of Final Fantasy VI, GoGo can be very easy to miss if you don't know what you're doing, and can only be recruited fairly late in the game. When you get to Triangle Island in the World of Ruin and come across a Zone Eater, your first natural instinct would be to kill it just like any other enemy. Instead, survive until it uses its inhale ability on the entire party. Once you do, you'll find yourself inside the belly of the beast. Traverse the dungeon and congratulations, you found GoGo. He's pretty useful in battle, so we highly recommend going off the beaten path to find him. Number 9, Mewtwo, Pokémon Red and Blue versions. Look, we know a lot of the entries on this list will be well-known quantities at this point, but put yourself in the shoes of a kid playing Pokemon for the very first time. After finally becoming strong enough to take down the Elite Four and becoming champion, we just didn't want the game to end, not at all. So imagine our surprise when we discovered that the Cerulean Cave was now open, and a powerful legendary Pokemon was waiting at the end of it. Finding Mewtwo by today's standard isn't too difficult, of course, but at the time, battling and catching him was one of the toughest challenges ever up to that point, especially if you mistakenly used your Master Ball earlier on. His powerful Psychic-type attacks and recover ability made that feel like it just went on forever. Number 8, Vincent Valentine, Final Fantasy VII. The recent Final Fantasy VII pair of remakes doesn't make Vincent optional, but in the 1997 original, unlocking the moody gunslinger required quite a bit of detective work. You can only unlock Vincent when the party is exploring the Shinra Manor in Nibelheim relatively late in the game. Scattered around the mansion are clues for the combination to a big safe on the second floor. Once you find the right numbers and unlock the safe within the allotted time limit, you fight a fairly difficult boss called Lost Number. After a lengthy back and forth, Vincent finally joins your party. Number 7, Luigi, Super Mario Galaxy. Super Mario Galaxy is one of the very best Nintendo games of the Wii era. It's a unique take on the 3D Mario formula with tons of unlockables and secrets to collect. One of these secrets is the ability to play as the Green Man himself, Luigi. To do so, you'll have to collect all 120 stars in the game and then roll credits once. Then fight Bowser all over again. It seems enough, right? Wrong. There are a ton of challenge levels in the game that feel borderline impossible to beat, like the Dreadnought Galaxy's Purple Coin objective. Good on you if you've unlocked Luigi here, it was quite the struggle for many.
Super Luigi Galaxy!
Number 6, Wolverine, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. At the time, the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater franchise was the king of weird, out-of-left-field secret characters. We have the classics like Spider-Man and Darth Maul, which were difficult to unlock in their own right, but none of them hold a candle to playing as Wolverine.
You're such a loser!
To unlock Marvel's fan-favorite mutant, you'll have to complete every career goal and get gold in all 3 competitions with at least 2 characters. Quite the feat, honestly. Number 5, Mocap, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Almost every fighting game franchise has their fair share of fun and goofy secret characters, and Mortal Kombat is of course no different. 2002's Deadly Alliance has one of these with Mocap, a human character dressed in, you probably guessed it, a motion capture suit. It's great. The best part is that he's part of the overall Mortal Kombat canon, serving as a motion capture artist and stunt guy with ties to Johnny Cage. To unlock him, you have to finish Conquest with every playable character. It may not sound difficult in terms of overall challenge, but it will take forever. Once you do, at the character select screen, highlight Cyrax, then hold down and the confirm button to play as him. Mocap. Number 4, Tofu, Resident Evil 2. In both the original Resident Evil 2 and the 2019 remake, Tofu Survivor is a minigame available to players who beat both main scenarios with an A rank or higher and finish the 4th Survivor minigame. Tofu Survivor is clearly a parody of this, where you play as a life-size block of tofu, instead of Super Secret Agent Hunk. Getting an A rank on the main scenarios can be a bit tough if you haven't played before, but finishing the 4th Survivor side scenario isn't all that bad. Once you do all this, you can play as Tofu and other various plant-based characters with unique loadouts and designs, at least in the remake. It's a much harder challenge, as Tofu is only equipped with the combat knife and a couple of green herbs, so yeah, good luck. Number 3, Mr. Game & Watch, Super Smash Bros. Melee. Mr. Game & Watch is easily one of the Super Smash Bros. Franchise weirdest and most iconic fighters. For many of us, when we first encountered him back in the day, we had absolutely no idea who he was, and that feeling of mystery and not knowing was one of the best parts of Melee. Unlocking him, however, is pretty tedious and honestly not super fun. While there are a handful of ways to unlock Mr. Game & Watch, they all require excessive grinding. You can either compete in 1000 versus matches, or complete your choice of Classic, Adventure, All-Star, or Target Test mode with every character in the game. In theory, this doesn't sound too difficult, but it includes the other secret characters. Unlocking Mewtwo and Ganondorf are difficult in their own right, sure, and they're required for Mr. Game & Watch, and that's why he makes this list. Number 2, Cloud Strife, Final Fantasy Tactics. Final Fantasy VII's Cloud is easily the face of the franchise. He's the most popular protagonist the series has seen, and has had appearances in a handful of other games. Final Fantasy Tactics on the original PlayStation is one such example, and playing as the former Soldier First Class is pretty tricky. We won't get into the nitty-gritty as there are a lot of steps here, but after Chapter 4 you have to make a series of very specific choices for certain conditions to be met, which will ultimately result in being able to play as Cloud. In battle, he's definitely a force to be reckoned with, and with the right build is the best unit in the game.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, The Forgotten, The Binding of Isaac. Unlocking the Forgotten in the Binding of Isaac also requires a handful of steps, but they are fairly tedious and require a lot of skill. Again, we won't delve too deeply into all of the steps here, but the only prerequisite is to have beaten the lamb at once. And trust us when we say the rest of it is one of the most unforgiving challenges in the entirety of the game. Dealing with everything from timed boss battles, precise inventory management, and, of course, not dying are all things you'll have to focus on to unlock this powerful playable character. Once you do, the Forgotten is a useful character to do runs with due to its unique playstyle and versatility. what do you think of our picks? We know there are countless upon countless unlockable characters to choose from, so let us know some of your favorites in the comments below.
いけたな